Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
Mueller's investigation is and has been a witch hunt from the very beginning. It's built on a house of cards, and tonight it is crashing down. Look, if we as a country, if we care about the Constitution, if we believe in civil liberties, if we believe in those protections, then the special counsel must be disbanded immediately. And by the way, nobody else will say this, all charges against Paul Manafort and General Michael Flynn need to be dropped. It's that simple.
Michael Flynn pleaded guilty, Sean. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hi, Daryl. Okay, go crazy, Philadelphia. Go crazy. Everybody climb a greased pole or punch a horse in the face or whatever you do to celebrate your super sports fandom. See, this is what America is supposed to be. This is what you're supposed to, take out all your joy and your aggression on sports teams, okay? This is what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to go climb a utility pole or punch horses in the face or some such thing. You know what I mean? America needs to concentrate its stupidity on its sports teams, not on its leaders. Now go out there and climb a greased lamppost, everybody. Do it. It just feels so good. It's no coincidence that Trump attacks the NFL. They make too many black people millionaires, is what it is. You know what he just did just now? I swear to God, he called the Democratic Party a bunch of treasonous traitors. He went to Cincinnati, which is Kentucky. I swear to God. And he talked to a bunch of people who got like an extra $1.50 in their paychecks because of this $1.5 trillion tax cut. $1.50. $1.50 a secretary at a school got. And idiot boy Paul Ryan tweets that over the weekend as victory. No, victory is like what Foles did. Okay, that's like serious victory. Meanwhile, the stock market is tanking today. It just closed. It's like 1,175 points down. And instead of talking about that, he decided that he would rehash his fabulous speech that he thinks he gave in his head to a bunch of people in Cincinnati while the stock market is crashing. Because Obama's policies have decreased black and Hispanic unemployment. I can't even follow him anymore. But the cult members were like, kind of stunned even. I mean, you can see that there's only one guy who's like, gonna nod, sort of, okay, whatever you say. But they're all very stone-faced. They're all very stone. It must be the meth. I don't know, or the heroin. But they didn't react.
Did anybody happen to see the State of the Union address?
Yes, I did.
Right? Okay.
Look at this.
So I got good marks. But I said you have the lowest black unemployment in the history of our country. It was like, it was a game. They play games.
They play games.
They were told, don't even make a facial movement.
How do you know that?
And I'm talking about you have the lowest Hispanic unemployment in the history of our country. This isn't me saying, this is the charts, the polls. We have the lowest in the history of our country. Dead silence, not a smile. In fact, and it got to a point where I really didn't even want to look too much during the speech over to that side. Because honestly, it was bad energy.
Bad.
No, it was bad energy. You're up there.
What?
You've got half the room going totally crazy, wild. They loved everything. They want to do something great for our country. And you have the other side, even on positive news, really positive news, like that, they were like death.
What?
And un-American.
Oh.
Un-American. Somebody said treasonous. I mean, yeah, I guess why not? Can we call that treason? Why not?
Seriously.
I mean, they certainly didn't seem to love our country very much.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them.
Right. Oh, my God. So the stock market is crashing, which is his, be-all, end-all for our economy. And he's standing there calling Democrats treasonous and un-American because they didn't clap for him. Oh, everybody, clap, clap. Putin's puppet says clap. You better clap. Better clap. Oh, my God. Or else, Anyway, this is just, it must be Monday. It really must be Monday because, frankly, this is just amazing. The man is, I don't know. The memo wars continue. This week is going to be another week of this memo crap because, frankly, at 5 o'clock today, it's like 4:12 Eastern. So in about 45 minutes, it looks as if they were going to. Did they vote or not? I don't know because Schiff is on the TV. I can't figure it out. But there was supposed to be a vote today to release the Democratic memo. That is the rebuttal memo to the Republican memo that Trump's been tweeting about all weekend long, that his son thinks somehow, removes any questions about Russia and cooperation and receiving dirt and receiving stolen emails and receiving hacked emails and I don't know what fantasy land this man lives in, but all weekend long he's tweeting that this memo that was written by Trey Gowdy that Devin Nunes actually says he never saw the underlying intelligence for. I mean, this is really insane. Devin Nunes was on all the TV shows, and he said that he never even read the FISA application, and yet he puts out a memo that Donald Trump is tweeting, Devin Nunes is our new American hero. The Democrats are treason traitors to the United States. I mean, it's just amazing. And Devin Nunes actually said on the TV, on the Fox, he said that he had not read the FISA application. Now, for those of you who are catching on a little late, the memo that was put out by Devin Nunes and the Republicans was a memo that sought to debunk a FISA warrant application to wiretap one Carter Page. Now, remember, Carter Page, as has been reported widely, if anybody reads the newspaper, you would remember this, Devin Nunes has been on the FBI's radar since 2013. Okay, 2013, because in August of 2013, a letter from Carter Page was sent to the press in Russia where he proclaims himself an advisor to the staff of the Kremlin. Swear to God. And so Carter Page has been on the FBI's radar screen since then. And in fact, in 2015, there was a FISA warrant application. This is way before the Trump campaign, okay? Carter Page, I think 2014, there was a FISA warrant application filed with the FISA court, the secret court for foreign intelligence surveillance, requesting that Carter Page be surveilled, and it was granted. And still, Trump selected him to be a foreign policy advisor. I mean, how stupid do you have to be? He picks Paul Manafort, who's lobbying for Viktor Yanukovych, who is a Putin friend in Ukraine. He picks Michael Flynn, who's like threatening to kidnap clerics in freaking Pennsylvania on behalf of the Turkish government, and is also working for Russia, and saying, we'll build these great, what do you call them? Nuclear plants. And he picks him to be our national security advisor. And then he picks Carter Page. He picks George Papadopoulos. George Papadopoulos is pled guilty to lying to the FBI. You got Flynn pleading guilty to lying to the FBI. And two 10-count indictments against his campaign manager, Paul Manafort, and his business partner, Rick Gates, who just fired his legal team and just, hired another guy. And it looks as if they've pulled out of their joint defense agreement, meaning looks like Rick Gates is going to cut a deal too. So I can't follow how Devin Nunes's memo somehow exculpates Trump from Mueller's investigation. But, here you have Carter Page, who is the focus of this FISA warrant. Now, this was not the first FISA warrant that was ever granted against Carter Page. This is like the second FISA warrant that was granted against Carter Page. The first one in 2013, the second one in 2016, and then three renewals over 2 administrations, the Obama administration and the Trump administration. And in order to get a renewal of a FISA warrant, you have to prove that you're getting valuable information under the current FISA warrant. And those FISA warrants are renewed every 90 days. So apparently the FBI was able to show that they were still getting information from the wiretap of Carter Page. And they go, oh, they're wiretapping an American citizen. No, they're wiretapping an agent of Russia. They're wiretapping a guy who wrote over the past year and a half, this is in 2013, over the past year and a half, I've had the privilege to serve as an informal advisor to the staff of the Kremlin in preparation for their presidency of the G20 summit next month, where energy issues will be a prominent point on the agenda. The letter reads, this guy has been writing and bragging that he's a Russian agent for almost 5 years now. And Devin Nunes, when asked, did you read the application? Do you know the history of the application? Do you know that he was wiretapped prior? Do you know? He said, no, I didn't read it.
Did you read the actual FISA applications?
No, I didn't. And this has been one of these bogus news stories that have been put out. So the agreement we made with the Department of Justice was to create a reading room and allow 1 member and 2 investigators to go over and review the documents. I thought the best person on our committee would be the chairman of the Oversight Committee, Trey Gowdy.
Okay, so he never read the FISA application. He decided that the best person to read it, because they only had 1 person in the reading room from each party and a staff member, so he picked Trey Gowdy. Whoops, here's Trey Gowdy.
The memo has no impact on the Russia probe.
Not to me, it doesn't, and I was pretty integrally involved in the drafting of it.
Yes.
There is a Russia investigation without a dossier, so to the extent the memo deals with the dossier and the FISA process, the dossier has nothing to do with the meeting at Trump Tower. The dossier has nothing to do with an email sent by Cambridge Analytica. The dossier really has nothing to do with George Papadopoulos' meeting in Great Britain. It also doesn't have anything to do with obstruction of justice. So there's going to be a Russia probe even without a dossier.
Oh. Why is Devin Nunes lying? Why is Sean Hannity lying? Why should the charges against Flynn be dropped when Flynn pleaded guilty? I mean, the swill that they peddle on that propaganda news network is just so frightening. It truly is. And now you have FBI special agents who are retiring. Well, they're quitting. They're resigning so that they can speak openly about the fact that Trump has made the FBI into Trumplandia, right?
Why did you resign on Friday?
Well, it was not an easy decision. In fact, it was a very difficult decision. But if you ask the men and women of the FBI what the last year and a half has been like, I think to a person, they would say either perplexing, sometimes angering when you see the political attacks on the FBI. And I'm not talking about criticism. I want to make that point clear. Criticism of the FBI is needed. We have to have oversight. We cannot police ourselves. But what myself and my colleagues have been concerned about are the political attacks, the attacks that go beyond process and more, some other motive behind them. And my concern was the long-term effects on the organization. Now, I could not speak out now as I am to defend the Bureau, to defend our people, and to explain, what it is we do if I was still in the FBI. Nor would you want that. You wouldn't want an FBI agent in the organization anonymously, speaking out against partisans. It's not what we do. So I made the difficult decision to leave a career I love, an organization I still love and will always love, in order to defend it.
Wow. So that right there is a Special Agent Josh Campbell, who has resigned his position at the FBI as a special agent in order to talk about what is going on at the, with the Republican Party trashing the law and order people have learned to hate law and order. It's just unbelievable. The people, we will protect law enforcement. All lives matter. Blue lives matter. Blue lives matter. They're now trashing law enforcement because it's convenient. And all of this is so Trump doesn't have to sit down with Robert Mueller. That's all this is about. All this contretemps, all of these attacks on law enforcement, all of it. Liberals defending the FBI. Who would have thunk it? But that's what's happening here because, frankly, there is an IG investigation into the FBI in New York becoming Trumplandia. And I want that to continue. Go to RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.